Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 of Org 612, Nonprofit Executive Leadership and Board Development. For the overview, you're still going to be working through mastering the management buckets. It may seem like a lot of busy work, but the idea is to get you oriented or to expose you to other options, other ways to go about management. Keep in mind, you're never going to be able to adopt, most likely, everything in the book, because you're going to have philosophical differences anyways as you go through your work life. What I would do is, as you're writing each one of these reports and becoming familiar with them, maybe throw an asterisk in there to let something stick to you. You may align with one of those buckets more than others, so just pay attention to how that's happening. Secondly, believe it or not, we're going to be benchmarking the discipline of meetings. Woohoo! We're going to dive into different settings, audiences, processes, and goals for the different types of meetings. Believe it or not, as you know, different types of meetings have different types of ways you go about conducting them. So we're going to be paying attention to that this week. And a meeting at the end of the day basically answers a couple of questions, which are, why are we here? And what do we hope to accomplish? And that changes for type and setting. Lastly, you're going to tackle the Executive Leadership Training Guide that you started a couple weeks back, as you've been incrementally doing portions of that through your assignments. You'll be working on just bringing those over into the document. So as you do that, pay attention to the guide itself and contextualize and add as the document calls for. Tips for successful completion this week. The first thing is make sure to get your initial forum post in by Thursday. And then secondly, when you do your executive leadership training guide, I'm really asking you if you can get that in on Saturday. And the reason I'm asking you that is that you set yourself up, yourself included when you submit, of not really having enough time to make a decent review of another person's guide. The problem that you run into that was one of the hallmarks of this class is we want you to learn from each other. So if you wait till the last moment on a Sunday evening, Jody and I start seeing responses like, hey Bob, awesome post. Hey Mary, awesome post. You really got me. And it becomes very superficial. We really would like some reasoned insight into the type of meetings and your thoughts on that process. So please consider, please, getting that initial in by Saturday to leave Sunday as your review day. Because I know Jody and I are both going to be looking for shallow responses. Now, my perspective on this week. I'm going to go back to last week's example. I really have to, because Lencioni's book, Death by Meeting, it's been the single most important thing I have ever learned in my life about meetings. And seriously about that, I still refer back to that book. It's a very quick read. It's kind of written in a fictitious story format like Lencioni likes to do, or I should say loves to do. But I really encourage you to go get that book and just read through it. You know, a couple of pages a day. It's funny. I think you'll really enjoy it. And then I strongly encourage you to think through why you're having a meeting as you go about your day-to-day now as a leader. It's why am I having this meeting? And the second thing is what do I really want to accomplish out of that? And thirdly, really think through who needs to be there, because oftentimes we'll have a meeting, we'll ask everybody to be there, but then we'll focus on maybe just one or two people in that meeting. And I know you've sat through some of those and you've asked yourself the question, why am I here? Kind of thing. So really think through that as well. All right, that's it for this week. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Jody or me. You've got our contact information, and we'll reach right back to you as soon as possible. We'd rather you ask the question and then not answer it, assume, and get it wrong. Okay? Talk to you later.